Hello everybody, my name is Dominic Seldis and welcome to Symphony Legends. This episode we're going to focus in on La Mer and a particular performance given by the Orchestre de Paris conducted by Daniel Harding. La Mer, or let me give it its official title but in English, the Sea, 3 Symphonic Sketches, was composed by the Parisian-born composer Claude Debussy. He was 40 when he started composing this, and it took him 2 years to complete. Now, that may have something to do with his rather tumultuous love life, but I'll get to that in a minute. He started writing the sea, La Mer, in a place which was a very long way away from the sea, Burgundy in France, but he finished it in a seaside town in the south coast of England, Eastbourne. So what was he doing in Eastbourne? Well, he was basically in hiding with his mistress, who was married but pregnant with his child. As I say, he had quite a scandalous love life, did Debussy, but I'll try and simplify it for you if I can. Debussy was a gifted young musician, and his parents, who lived in Paris at the time, entered him into the Conservatoire of Paris at the age of 10. He was a very hard-working student, and in his late teenage years, he supplemented his income by being the resident pianist in the class of a singing teacher, a very prominent singing teacher in Paris. Now there, whilst being the pianist of that class, he fell in love with one of the students. Now that's not so unusual, 2 students falling in love with each other, that's fine. The problem is that Marie Vasanier, which is what her name was married at the time to a very prominent Parisian civil servant. Now, this affair went on for really quite a long time, about 7 years, right under the nose of both the teacher and, it turns out, her husband. It fizzled out eventually, but what we got out of that was this incredible cycle of songs that Debussy wrote in her honor. Thank goodness for this rather torrid affair. After the affair with Marie had fizzled out, Debussy moved in with a lovely lady called Gabrielle. Now, this was going swimmingly. They were together for about a year, and then he decided to have an affair with a very nice lady called Teresa. Now, the problem is that all of Debussy's friends and family liked Gabrielle, and so he broke off the engagement. They were engaged, by the way, with Teresa, and he broke it off and got together as a celebration with Teresa's best friend, who's called Lily. Are you following this so far? I know this is a challenge. I know, but we'll get there. Stick with me. So now he's together with Lily. Lily and Debussy move in together and they get married. But it will come as no surprise to you at all, Debussy decided to have an affair. So the problem was he had an affair with one of his students' mothers, and her name was Emma Bardak. She was a singer also, but she was married to a very prominent Parisian banker. Now, Emma was no angel herself. She had a little bit of a penchant for Parisian composers, having already had an affair with Gabrielle Fauré. But this is an entirely another story for another day. Debussy and Emma were poison in Parisian society, mainly because Lily, who found out, by the way, who was Debussy's wife, found out that they were having an affair and tried to kill herself by shooting herself in the stomach. Luckily, she was unsuccessful, but the bullet remained in her spine for the rest of her life. Again, another story for another day. So to escape all the pointing fingers, Debussy and Emma decided to go to England, to Eastbourne, to the Grand Hotel, and that way they could be just by themselves. So there is Debussy with his mistress, who by the way was pregnant with their daughter at the time, feeling very happy for himself. And it was there that he went back to a piece that he started 2 years previously in Burgundy, La Mer.